Well, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I hope and pray that you're doing great in your part of the world. I am R.C. Blakes. That would be better if I push my mic up a little bit. I'm R.C. Blakes, and welcome to another Let's Talk with R.C. Blakes tonight. Wow. Man, I need you all to invite some others to come into this conversation tonight. I'm playing around with all of my electronic toys tonight. Yeah, you see how I got my little timer on and everything? Man, I'm playing around with all of my toys tonight. I hope that everybody's doing great. Invite some others to come in and to be a part of this conversation. Now, some people don't want me to play my theme song. It's amazing how people cheeky enough to tell you what to do when you doing all the work, isn't it? They don't want me to play my theme song. Other people want to hear I call it the theme song. Other people call it the Queen song. Sung by Dave Hollister. Welcome to all of you that are coming in. I saw somebody came in tonight and said they haven't been here for 4 years. What did I do you 4 years ago that made you just ghost me like that? Huh? What did I do to you 4 years ago that made you ghost me for 4 entire years? I just don't understand. Y'all know I get my feelings. I just don't understand. Born Tired said she loves the theme song. So I tell you what, I'm going to play just a little bit of it. So I'm going to appease myself and everybody else that want to hear it. I'm not going to play all of it, but y'all got to hear a little bit of it. Yeah, I spent too much time trying to get this song together, trying to convince somebody that the message was worthwhile. And thank God that Dave Hollister was the one that answered the call. So while you all invite some others to come in tonight, Tashiko wants to know where's everybody tuning in from tonight. Why don't you start loading the timeline up with that? And I'm going to get ready to share with you what God has put in my heart for you.
Even in struggle, yeah. Life comes like a storm from every angle. She rises above it all, the backbone of every home. Nothing compares to all she do. The true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah. Where would we be without you? You brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama, yeah, and Jesus too. Oh, she's sophisticated, strong, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful, educated, ebony, eccentric, empowering.
I just wanted y'all to hear just a little bit of it. I had to play just a little bit of it. Now, tonight we have an amazing discussion. We have an amazing discussion tonight that really stems from my own life, and it also stems from the lives of certain of my spiritual daughters, maybe not spiritual daughters, but some that are connected to what Lisa and I do, and, you know, get the kind of relational outcomes that everybody's hoping for. And when I say everybody, I'm really talking about women who are really, you know, praying for God to send that ordained guy. Well, while a lot of women are saying there are no great men out here, other women are out here getting married. And other women are out here finding, the man that they never imagined would manifest. And so I want to talk tonight about what makes a woman the one. What makes a woman the one? And this is going to be completely empowering. So you don't need to get triggered thinking that I'm getting ready to do like one of these red pill dudes and come here with a whole lot of stuff that's breaking you down. No, this is going to be purely empowering. Now, it may make you want to revisit the way you live your life, and maybe revisit how you actually, manage and feel about yourself. But there's nothing in our discussion tonight that's going to trigger you or traumatize you or damage you as a woman or make you feel bad. No, these are just the conversations that I personally believe. That's why I wrote the book, The Father-Daughter Talk. I personally believe that every father should have with his daughters about how to function in the world as a queen-conscious, some would say high-value woman. And so let's get into it. If you go to Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 10 through 12, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." And then it says, "The heart of her husband." And this is what we are looking for, right? Nikita says, "My scans came out clear. Thank you so much for your prayers. I feel blessed." You are blessed. And you are healed, and you are whole in Jesus' name. So it says, "Her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil." That's the part I want you to lock in on. He shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. So now, when a man meets the woman that is the one, she's the woman that manages her value. She knows what she's worth. She manages her life like she knows what she's worth. The Bible says, "I'm fearfully, wonderfully made, marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knows right well." In other words, I'm convinced of my own value in my own mind. The woman that is the one knows her value. She manages her life like she understands what she's worth. Listen to that statement now. She manages her life, her brand, herself, like she understands what she's worth. She knows that worth, and she demands that the man that would enter her life or qualify to enter her life earn her approval. She's not around here having conversations about, should she propose to a man? She's not around here having conversations about 50-50. She's not around here having conversations about, is the man the prize? And you'd be amazed at how many women are, heralding this kind of toxic red pill rhetoric because of what? Broken consciousness. But when this guy, the husband, meets the woman that knows her value, knows her worth, demands her price, the Bible says he shall have no need of spoil. I like that part. You know why I like that part? I relate to it. I'm going to tell you what I mean by I relate to it. In other words, when he meets the woman that is the one, he doesn't feel like he's going to lose anything. He doesn't feel like he's going to miss out on anything. He doesn't feel like he's taking a loss for completely selling out for her. So he may have had 15 other people in his life that he never pulled the trigger for. But when he meets the woman that is the one, he is so certain that he cashes everything in and he has no need of spoil. He doesn't feel like, I don't feel like I'm losing. I don't need no other woman. I don't need no multiple women. I don't need to date no more. I don't need to stay on the market. I'm good. I can get married. I can commit myself to this one woman, because the woman that is the one makes him certain that he has more than enough woman. I often make the statement that when I came back for my wife, Lisa, I was ready to be a husband. In other words, I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to be faithful. Come on now, y'all got to hear me now. You got to hear me now. You got to hear me. I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to be faithful. I had no doubt in my mind that I was ready to be committed and married. I had no doubt in my mind that I was mature and grown enough to be this woman's husband, right? I didn't feel like I was losing nothing by giving up all of these other people that I had dealt with in the past, because I knew that I had met the one. Now, you know, I'm dumb like most men. It took me a while to figure it out. Dumb. If I were smart, Lisa and I would be married 35 years by now. Wouldn't be no 29. If I was smart. But dumb. It took me almost losing her, and my mom saying to me, Lisa's your wife. Me going to ask God, is Lisa my wife? God saying to me, yeah, dummy, she's your wife. God cleaning me up, raising me up, bringing me back to her, and presenting me to her, and she's saying yes. And why am I saying that? Why am I emphasizing that? Because a lot of you are buying into this rhetoric that there are no good men, all of the men are taken. Let me tell you something. God can raise a man up, clean a man up, bring a man up just for you. And watch this. You ain't got to perform for him. You ain't got to do all these pony tricks for him. When he's a husband, he's going to recognize his wife. All you have to do, which is really the heart of our discussion tonight, is you need to focus on some of these things that we're going to talk about tonight, because these are the qualities that emanate from the spirit of a woman that is walking in wife energy. You got to be in wife energy. You can't be in girlfriend energy. You can't be in social media vixen energy. You can't be in all of that. You can't be in hot girl summer, whatever they call it, energy. You got to be in wife energy. Watch this. That means you got to know that you are the one before the one that you are the one for shows up. You got to be the wife before the husband shows up. You can't be around here second guessing your value. You can't be around here trying to use your sexuality as a dating strategy. No, you're a wife. Wives don't do that. And so when the one that you are the one for shows up, he's going to find you operating in the kind of energy that makes him say, okay, I'm good. I don't need to date nobody else. I don't need to play no more. Here's the ring. It may not be the one I ultimately want to give you, but here's the ring. Will you be may I be your husband? Can we get married? And it happens just like that. So now let's dig in. How y'all doing with inviting people to come into this tonight? Let's see. All right. I have like 6 things I've listed here. Number 1, what makes a woman the one? Here it is. Number 1, invaluable presence. Invaluable presence. In other words, one of the things that makes one woman the one out of, however many others is the presence. It's her presence. A woman who exudes, in other words, confidence and grace makes a man feel that, watch this, she is too precious to lose, inspiring him to cherish their bond. When you learn to really impact your environment with your presence as a healthy, self-loving woman, well, the first thing you got to understand is a healthy, self-loving woman has nothing to do. Listen to this. When you are healthy, in other words, what I mean by healthy, when you're emotionally intelligent, you understand yourself, you pay enough attention to understand others around you, you've dealt with your trauma or you're dealing with your trauma, you've put your past to bed. You ain't around here still trying to process a bunch of soul ties and all of this kind of stuff. Still got people running through your mind. You're a healthy woman. A healthy, self-loving woman has nothing to do but just appear in her feminine, and the right man will be mesmerized. Now that goes against a lot of this beta male conversation we have today about what you bring to the table. Don't no masculine man asking a woman about what you bring to the table. Come on now. Hey man. You talking to a man that done built a table, bought a table, got a table, and all I needed my wife to bring to the table was herself. Because a man, the most precious thing to a masculine man is the presence of a woman that moves him. She ain't got to show up with nothing. No, the woman is the reason the man was even motivated to build the table. The woman is the reason the man was motivated to have a table. He got a table so a woman can show up to the table. Masculine men are not asking, what do you bring to the table? You, yourself, and you are enough for a masculine husband of a man. You got a man asking about what you bring to the table, cut him off. He ain't, no. Cut him off. Because the first thing that a woman that is the one masters is presence. If you go to Genesis 29, 9 through 11, see all this other stuff, your career, you earning 6 figures, 7 figures, all that's nice. Masculine man, he appreciate all that. That's what you want to do. God bless you. But if you ain't bringing none of that to the table, he don't care nothing about that. He just wants you. I remember so well my mother, Mrs. Lois Blakes, somebody called my mama. If y'all tell I'm on YouTube, she said she ain't know I'm on YouTube every night, every Monday night. How you, my mama, you don't know I'm on YouTube for the last decade? Y'all call and tell I'm on YouTube. Tell her tune in. I remember so vividly. My mother was working a job. She worked at the New Orleans Public School Board in the city of New Orleans. And my dad was pastoring. My dad was working a couple of other jobs and all this kind of thing. And one day my mom came home and she said, I quit today. I quit today. And Dad said, you quit? She said, oh yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of working. I don't work no more. And my dad said, I should declare. He said, well, I got it. Because you know what? For a healthy masculine man, the most valuable thing for him is the presence of a healthy feminine woman. And Dad held us down. But if you go to Genesis chapter 29, verses 9 through 11, it says, while he yet spake, this is like, you know, you should read this whole thing. This is the story of Jacob and Rachel. You know how Jacob loved Rachel. And this is like when he first meets her. Listen to what it says in Genesis 29, 9 through 11. And we're making the point that the woman that is the one has a presence about herself. And it reads like this, and while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And watch this, verse 11, he just meeting this girl. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much. Jacob did what? He kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. He just got in her presence, and watch this. He became vocal and he became emotional. That's the impact the feminine presence of a woman has on a masculine man. The thing that many women are missing today is that your superpower is your femininity. Man, I don't care nothing about you being a boss chick and all that, but that ain't why a brother's showing up. Not no masculine man. You may get one of these little, beta males or one of these little, simps that want you to take care of them, one of these little feminine men. But a masculine man, he don't care nothing about you. He don't care nothing about you if you know no boss chick or not. He gonna support you if that's what you want to do. What he cares about is that when you show up in the house, in his world, that you show up with that femininity. Jacob's tears show his, watch this, vulnerability. He just meets this woman and he becomes vocal and emotional. It's a moment, in fact, it's a moment of raw emotion where he expresses feelings that might have been building up during his entire journey. And then he meets this woman, and it highlights the depth of how far a woman can bring a man when she shows up in her feminine. And the woman that is the one, she has that presence about herself. That's why you gotta, gotta get you some counseling, get you some therapy, get all that anger out of you, get all of that fear out of you. I was talking to one of my daughters at church yesterday. I was saying to her, you can't let the last situation with the last man that didn't go well prevent you from being healthy enough to embrace new experiences. You got to get all of that stuff out of you, because You don't want to show up in fear. You don't want to show up in anger. You don't want to show up in distrust. In wisdom, yeah. In scrutiny, in discernment, absolutely. But you want to show up in that feminine, because it's your feminine essence that produces the presence that the man that is the one for you. Come on now. In my book, Queenology, we have a whole chapter in here that is dedicated to queens possess presence. Now, a woman with presence never fights for recognition. She's not trying to be seen. She's not walking with the camera behind her, trying to show everybody what she got behind her. No, she ain't doing that, because she has presence. She lights the room up before she even enters. She ain't got to get naked to get no. She ain't got to get no recognition. She don't have to get loud. She just shows up like the majority of women are failing to do. She shows up in her femininity, and it's like all of the masculine men in the room get quiet and pay attention. And it ain't got nothing to do with what your size is. It ain't got nothing to do with how your hair is, what your color is, what your race is. It ain't got nothing to do with your looks. It got everything to do with your presence. Because masculine men feel more like men in the presence of feminine women. Now, a woman with presence, that presence is built on, and I really pulled this from the book, Queenology, it's built on like 4 things, and I'll list them as A, B, C, and D. Assurance. You gotta be self-assured. You gotta know who you are. And we go in depth in the book, of course. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know what you're working with. You gotta be sure of yourself. You can't be out here just biting your nails, second guessing, needing somebody else to pour into your self-esteem. No, it's called self-esteem for a reason. It's something you're able to do for yourself because you are self-assured. Shamika says a silent confidence. Correct. Letter B. Attitude. You know, ain't no good men out here. Come on now, if you that toxic that you taking the time to type that in the comments all over social media, you already know you need to hit the Better Help Counseling link after we're done. Because your attitude is wrong. You know, I like. Okay, I ain't gonna say it because I don't need to get in no trouble tonight. You know, what's wrong with smiling? You know why you don't like to smile? You know why you get angry when people mention smiling? It's because you have not properly processed the pain that Harold inflicted on you. And so you don't realize it, but you have an anger soul tie. You're still tied to Harold. And the reason you've not had any positive outcomes with relationships after Harold, that wasn't even positive, is because you're still soul tied. And we see it showing all up in your attitude. Every man you deal with, you see Harold's face on those men. Attire. Your attire is the visible expression of your internal posture. I'm gonna leave that alone. And then your audacity to be authentic. Presence. You know what I mean? What I mean by audacity? It's like, you know who you are, you know what you want, you know what you deserve, and you're not settling for less. And strong, masculine, husband-like men are moved by that. Wow. You know, you mean tell me she got a standard that she's not going to compromise for me? That's how you produce presence, you know. Okay, number 2. What was number 1? Invaluable presence. What makes a woman the one? Invaluable presence. Number 2, elevated standards. When all of the women around you are trying to figure out how can I compromise even more? I see my beautiful mother in here tonight. Y'all say hello to my mother. Y'all say hello to my mother. That is Mrs. Lois Blakes. She's the woman that, good evening, Angela. She's the woman that's responsible for, well, not all of it. She ain't responsible for the other crazy stuff, but she's responsible for the gentleman I am. Y'all say hello to my mother. My mama didn't know I was on Monday nights for the last 10 years. She has elevated standards. That's how a man says, oh, that's the one. And watch this. The same man that done played around all through the neighborhood with women that just constantly compromise their standards. Women that just constantly shrunk themselves. Runs up on a woman that knows who she is, walks in that feminine, has that presence, and has elevated her standards to a place that she is not going to compromise. She sets a new standard of love and commitment, encouraging the man to invest in ways he never has before. That same man that played around all through the neighborhood comes in for the woman that has elevated standards. And all your girlfriends, all your job friends, everybody trying to figure out how they can compromise even the more. What more can I give up? What more can I do? And then you get one woman who understands who she is, who can find a virtuous woman. What is a virtuous woman? It's not a woman that's perfect, but it's a woman that knows who she is and she manages her life like she understands her value. And this woman shows up. Proverbs 31:29-30 says, many daughters have done nobly. This is the Amplified version. Listen how it reads. Many daughters have done nobly and well, with the strength of character that is steadfast in goodness, but you excel them all. You got to make up your mind that you're going to be the woman whose standards excel them all. Don't nobody care nothing about who got the biggest Birkin, or the most expensive Birkin bag, or who driving the latest Benz. Nobody care nothing about that, all that junk, all those trinkets. It's your character. It's your standard as a woman. You got to have an elevated standard. You can't be out here operating with this, Verse 30 says, charm and grace are deceptive and superficial. Beauty is vain. But a woman who fears the Lord, reverently worshiping, obeying, serving, and trusting him with awe-filled respect, she shall be praised. She's going to be recognized. She's going to be elevated. She's going to be recognized. Because she has what? Elevated standards. Now, let me ask you a question. Where in your process do you need to elevate your standards? You don't let men play with you. You don't be so desperate for a relationship. You just sit around and let a man play with you. He won't make a decision and you keep showing up. Halfway calling and you constantly calling. Come on now. Come on now. You got to elevate your standards. If a man is not going to be consistent, he ain't going to be at all. That's got to be your standard. If a man doesn't pursue you, he doesn't deserve to have access to you. That's got to be your standard. It's better for you to be at home by yourself than to be in the presence of a man that's disrespecting you. And anytime you lower your standard, men will disrespect you. Make no mistake about it. And any woman that a man can disrespect, he will never see her as his wife, even if she is. I say it all the time. My mom's on here, so she can testify to this now for the first time. I told Lisa, I said, hey, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be married. We had been dating for years. I go by my mom's house one day, and my mom says, where's Lisa? I haven't seen her. And I said, well, I told Lisa I don't want to be married. And my mom said to me in no uncertain terms, you are not the kind of man that can be around here talking about you ain't going to have no wife. Lisa's your wife. You need to go and get that girl. Right? But the thing that really did it for me, my mom, then I talked to God. God told me she was my wife. The thing that did it for me was that when I told Lisa, I don't think I want to be married, she never asked me why. She never asked me, can we work on it? She never asked me, what did I do wrong? You know what she said? She said, okay. Because a wife, her standard is, if you can't see me, you don't deserve me. I'm trying to help y'all. If you can't see me, you don't deserve me. This is how one woman is viewed as the one, while other women are hitting and missing. It's because society has conditioned you to be comfortable with being played with and to live below your standard. This is why they push all of this stuff about the man is the prize. Ain't no man no prize. That's a lie. That's a whole lot of narcissistic red pill propaganda to get you as a woman to view the man in a place that causes you to, let me move on. Number three, what makes a woman the one? We said number one, her invaluable presence. Just show up as the woman. Don't be in there trying to be the dude. Be the woman. Number two, elevated standards. She has a whole different set of standards from the average woman he's dealt with. It ain't no, sleeping over here at my house, there's no running through the door. Open the door, brother. Your mama didn't teach you, so I'm going to teach you. Open the door. My mother taught me to open the door for women. My mother taught me that. My daddy made me a man. My mama made me a gentleman. My daddy made me a man, but my mama made me a gentleman. Some of y'all going to catch that. Number three, intellectual and emotional depth. A woman who challenges the man intellectually and emotionally compels him to respect her insights and opinions, creating a partnership built on mutual admiration. You see, because a man that is a husband is looking for a partner. This is why God says to Adam, you need some help. It wasn't a subservient role that Eve was playing. God was saying to Adam, you need a partner in dominion. In fact, God didn't even mention dominion and all of that until Eve was on the scene, because man and woman are partners in dominion. And a woman that does not challenge a man intellectually, does not regulate the man emotionally, will rarely be viewed as a wife. Now, he may view her because he wants, just a trophy wife, but that may work like it may not, because relationships that really go the distance are relationships that are intellectually stimulated. When y'all get beyond all of the, the bunny rabbit stuff, if you know what I mean, when you're young and it's a lot of energy, it's going to be the intellect that's going to build the greatest bond of love between the two of you. It's going to be the conversations y'all have, in the middle of the bed, not all that other stuff. And it's then that a man is looking for what? A woman that stimulates him, challenges him even intellectually. A woman who has opinions. A woman who has questions. How many of y'all sitting here right now are afraid to articulate your opinions on dates because every time you give out your opinions on things, even if you do it in a nice feminine way, men run? Well, you can't lament that. That's just God saving you some time. Those guys weren't deep enough for you anyway, because a man that is deep enough for you is going to be your intellectual equivalent. He's not going to be intimidated by you having brains and by you he's going to be attracted to your brains. In fact, a man that is a husband is looking for a woman with brains, with intellect. Go to 1 Kings chapter 10, verses 1 through 3. And it reads like this. And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon, this is what you call equally yoked right here. Concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him or to test him, watch it now, with hard questions. Because queens ask questions that only kings can answer. All that's in Queenology. And she came to Jerusalem with a very large train with camels that bear spices and very much gold. She had her own stuff and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. She could commune with him because he was her intellectual equivalent or superior. And I dare say this, you as a woman, you're not going to be able to maintain respect for a man that is an intellectual inferior. So while you think it's 6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures, it's brains, it's heart, it's spirit. Verse 3 says, and Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king which he told her not. But she was what? Intellectual. That man didn't just sit around giving his time to people like that. He spent that time with her because he was attracted to the brains. He was attracted to the success. She moved him in ways that average women could not move him. Wiggs says, when you ask questions, they get defensive. Yeah. Lesser men do, right? I live with questions all day. Why? When? How? She much better now. She trusts me a little bit more now. Number 4. What are we working on here? We're talking about what makes a woman the one. What makes a woman the one? Number 4, let's see. Honor and integrity. When a man feels that his honor is safe with your virtue, it signifies a deep trust and a strong moral foundation, inspiring commitment on his part. In other words, when you look at Proverbs 31:11, where it says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. He trusted in her because of her what? Integrity. And when a grown man is truly looking for the one, he ain't looking for you know, how round your hips are. He's looking for a woman that has the kind of integrity. A man's greatest fear, listen to this very carefully. A man's greatest fear is to end like Samson. Remember Samson and Delilah? A man's greatest fear is to end like Samson, where he gives his heart and his secrets to a traitor. A man, now listen to this statement very carefully. A man judges the integrity of a woman based on how she manages her own virtue. He looks at how you manage access to yourself. Are you just letting him just run up in your life? No qualifications? Are you going all the way against your principles as a Christian, as a mother? You got a man running up in your house and you got children even? Well, all of that plays into how he views your integrity. And see, a man is never going to be able to see a woman as his wife that he does not trust or see as a honest, let her be. Also, how she protects her own honor indicates how she will protect his honor. If you don't defend your own honor, I just can't see myself marrying you, you being the one defending my honor. If I can get over on you, somebody else can get over on you, okay. So a man will test your commitment to your own honor. If you compromise yourself, even for him, he will never trust you to keep his honor. See, I don't have no problem. Lisa can go wherever she want to go. I don't have no problem trusting Lisa, because she defended her own honor, which was indicative to me that she's capable. She's an honorable woman, and she's capable of defending my honor, which my honor is. Okay, number five. How we looking, y'all? Y'all got anybody? Y'all invited anybody in here? Oh, number five. She's the reflection of his best self. We're talking again about what makes a woman the one. When a man looks at her, he sees the reflection of the best parts of himself. She embodies the qualities he aspires to, representing the best version of himself, which motivates him to grow and strive for greatness. Because a great man always strives for a woman that inspires him. A man is not looking for a woman that's on his level. A man is always looking to get in over his head. So he's looking for a woman of excellence. If you look over here in if you look over in 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 7 through 9, it says, "For man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman," here it is the glory of the man. "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man." The passage suggests that men and women have different but complementary roles in a relationship or even in a community. The idea is that women reflect and enhance the qualities of men in a way that brings honor to them. So a man is looking for a woman that reflects the better parts of himself. So when the Bible says that a woman is the glory of a man, it implies that women bring beauty, value, and worth to men's lives. Women are seen as important and significant, contributing positively to the overall dynamic. So she's the reflection of his best self. When he looks at her, he says, wow, because a man's woman is his greatest accomplishment. The way a man marries, that's his greatest accomplishment in the natural. I mean, apart from salvation and having a relationship with God and all of that, the world is going to judge a man based on the quality of his wife. There are people that love me because of the quality of my wife. There are people that don't even give me a second glance, but when they see the kind of woman I'm married to, say, "Oh, he got to have something going on. He got that woman, right?" They told me when Lisa and I first got together, they told me I was in over my head. I was out of my league. I was too crazy to believe that. See, you got to be that. You got to be that woman. And then watch this, number 6. What makes a woman the one? Her, number 6, and I'm out, feminine strength. Her nurturing yet strong presence inspires him to embrace vulnerability and authenticity. Feminine strength is the consciousness the woman has, watch this, to assert herself from her feminine base. See, that's the difference between feminine energy versus masculine energy. Masculine energy is aggressive. Feminine energy is assertive. So a masculine man will say, "Get off me," like that, in no uncertain terms. Feminine woman will say, "Excuse me. Distance." It's her capacity to walk in her feminine energy, to be assertive, to be a leader, to be strong, yet feminine. To be what's a queen? What's my definition of a queen? A queen is nothing but a king in a dress. They have the same mentality. They have the same power. They just go about it from different perspectives. Feminine versus masculine. She operates with a feminine strength. She's not around here trying to be a man. She's not around here trying to be a dude. She's a woman, and she operates in her feminine strength. And watch this. She's aware that she can do all of that. So she can be a boss from 8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening, 4 o'clock in the evening. And when she get home, she can kick her stilettos off or whatever she might have worn, and she can put her slippers on, and she can slide right into her feminine. She can be mama, she can be wifey. And her being a boss all day long it does not subtract from her feminine at all. She has feminine strength. She doesn't view strength as being masculine or being like a man. No, she can be a strong woman. I love it. And I'm done because I didn't talk for a whole hour here. Good God Almighty. Judges chapter 4 and verse 4 says, "And Deborah," I love this text, "a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time." So this woman was a prophetess, she was a wife, she was a judge. She wore multiple hats because she was able to walk in her what? Feminine strength. And so, man, listen, you got to know that you are the one. You got to walk in that. I think the first thing a lot of you got to do, if you want me to just be honest, brutally honest with you, you got to stop all of this playing house. Too many of y'all playing house. You got these men just running through your house, just having all of this illegal sex and everything. And, you know, y'all just living like you're married. How you think God's going to ever send you what is rightfully yours as long as you playing with yourself like that? As long as you playing with, and that's what you're doing. When you let a man play with you like that, like you a toy or something, you're playing with yourself. Why would God send you what you desire when you're not living like you deserve it? You got to be the one to be recognized as the one. And you know, it's one thing for me to have these conversations with little kids, little girls in their 20s and all this kind of stuff who ain't lived no life and just popping all this gum and they just dumb as a box of rocks. Because they ain't lived no life. But it's another thing altogether. When you 35, 40, 50, 60 years old and you still out here got these same games going on, and then out of, you know, you living your life like that, then out the side of your mouth, you talking about, Lord, send me a husband. Why ain't no good husbands out here? You got to be a wife first, babe. And the first thing you got to do is you got to stop letting these men that are not husbands play with you. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to get up out of the game. All right. Let me pray for you. Father, I thank you tonight for every person that has tuned in tonight. God, let this word resonate. Let this word resonate. Let this word transform. Let your people, dear God, let your people experience transformation as a result of this word tonight, this time that we've had together. Father, I thank you for what I know you're doing in their lives and in their hearts. Somebody's life is going to be changed because of what we've discussed tonight. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. Tamu, I hope I said that right. I hope I said that right. Thank you, sweetheart. Now listen, if you need counseling, I want you to go to the link in the description for BetterHelp Counseling. There's so many of you that need to talk to somebody. And the thing I love about this BetterHelp counseling model is that it's affordable, but you can change. You know, if you don't like one counselor, you can change to another until you find one that fits you. You can do it from the convenience of your home, your office, or wherever you might be. And go to the link and find that BetterHelp. Go to the description, rather, find that BetterHelp counseling link and engage that and start working on some things before this year ends. Don't bring all of this baggage into the new year. Also, those of you that want to go with us to Ghana, we're going to Ghana in July. Lisa and I are going to Ghana in July, and the numbers are growing. I'm so excited about that. We're going to Ghana in July, but guess what else? We are going to South Africa in December of 25. So you can go to rcblakes.com. You can engage. Some people are going to both, actually. I told you all that travel is going to be our thing in this season of our lives, but in In December, the Blakes family, my brother and I, my wife, my mother, we're all going to be in South Africa together. And if you desire to do that, go to rcblakes.com and you can engage either one of those and make your deposit, and you know what to do. Don't forget to go to RC Blakes, or don't forget to go to Amazon. Yeah, go to Amazon and pick up my latest book, The Training for Reigning. It's the follow-up book to this one, Queenology, The Training for Reigning. I need you all, if you will, please go and support in that way. What am I missing? What am I missing? I know I'm missing something. You can also go to rcblakesstore.com and you can pick up, yeah, okay. Y'all love these. People are buying these all over the country. Well, you can go to rcblakesstore.com. You can pick up one of the hoodies or what have you. My books are there. You can also check out all of my online programs, like this one right here, the Transcending the Father Wound. Transcending the Father Wound, man, changing lives. Here's another one, Soul Ties, breaking the ties that bind. Go to my website and check out all of that. Now listen, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Please share this everywhere you possibly can, right? Everywhere you possibly can. Now, I'm going to play my song, and I'm going to go off with my song tonight. But I just want you all to know that I love you. I know I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something, but I always do. But I'm R.C. Blakes, saying to you once again, you're on top, and you're going higher. God bless you. Until next time.
Beautiful, wonderfully made. She's heaven's angel, so strong, even in struggle, yeah. When life comes like a storm from every angle, she rises above it all, the backbone of every home. Nothing compares to all she do. The true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah. Where would we be without you? You brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama. Yeah. And Jesus too. Oh, she's sophisticated, strong, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful, educated, ebony, eccentric, empowering. She's a queen, she's a queen. You better treat her like a queen. Oh, Her strength is amazing. Life inside, 9 months she's carrying back to work, 'cause the family she's carrying. Society don't give her just due, but she prevails and stands tall. A champion, a true woman. But nothing compares to all she do. Yeah, the true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah, oh. And where would we be without you? Yeah, you brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama, and Jesus too. Oh, she is sophisticated, strong, yeah, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful.
night, family. Good night. I'll talk to you next time. God bless.